Hey everybody, it's Mike from the HomeHappy Podcast. We're here again with our friends Dallas Crick and Kalinka Sejek, and we have a special guest, Pamela Pearson. Welcome, Pamela.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey.
Take over, Kalinka. You're in charge.
Okay, awesome. We're really excited to have you here, Pam, so thank you. Pam has such a beautiful story. There's so much that we can uncover here, but I will let the mic to you, let you introduce yourself, tell us what you do and a little bit more about your story.
Sounds good. I'll give you the Coles notes and then you can tell me if there's more you want to learn about anything specific. But yes, so I'm Pamela Pearson. I'm the Director of Operations for Centus Automotive, celebrating my 17-year anniversary this week. But I first moved to Kelowna from the Kootenays because I wanted to be a teacher, and you can't get your Bachelor of Arts degree in the Kootenays. And so I went to the closest place because moving away from home when you're a small town farm girl was very intimidating. And so, yeah, Kelowna was the closest place, came here to get my Bachelor of Arts. And then the plan was to go back home into Castlegar to get my Bachelor of Education and, live my life as a teacher in the Kootenays. And well, then I moved to Kelowna, and I don't know about you guys. Are you guys all from Kelowna originally?
No.
I'm from Penticton originally. Kalinka's from a long way away.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time when you ask that question in a room of people, most people are not from here. And I moved to Kelowna, and it took a bit of an adjustment period because, I lived in a town, how people make fun of their town only having one stoplight. My town didn't have a stoplight. We didn't even have lines on the roads. We had a mailbox, and that was about it. So that was a big adjustment coming to Kelowna. From that, but once I adjusted, I fell in love and never went back. And I spent a year teaching and realized that really wasn't what I wanted to do either. And so after spending a decade trying to become a teacher, I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do with my life? And feeling a bit worried, but also not that worried because I knew I could figure it out, and life's too short to do a job that you don't love. I had a family friend who recommended that I get into the automotive industry and become a business manager. So long story short, they didn't hire me for that, but they did hire me. Kelowna Mercedes-Benz hired me as their very first female sales consultant. And after about 6 weeks of doing that, I was like, I don't want to do this either. Did not feel like a winner at that point. Don't want to teach, don't want to do sales. But thankfully, the owner saw something in me. And yeah, it's been 17 years. Back then, I started doing whatever needed to be done. I was the go-to girl for everything. And over time, I have kind of created a job description and role that fits me perfectly. And I have a team that I work with. And yeah, I wake up every day loving what I do.
That's awesome. And I also wanted to pinpoint that you were the Woman of the Year in 2023, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited because the Rise Awards are happening soon, which are the Kelowna Women in Business Awards, where I was awarded Woman of the Year in 2023. This year, I get to give away the prize for Woman of the Year. I get to award that to one of the amazing 4 women who have been nominated. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Super cool. One of the things we wanted to ask you, of course, being so influential and having so many connections in town and even outside of town, but how do you truly connect, or how do you stand out to connect with clients in such a noisy world, content-heavy world? What would you say from your standpoint?
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like my first decade of living in Kelowna, I didn't have any of that. And so it's really grown over the past decade, and more so since I was part of the Kelowna Chamber. So I think the one thing that, if I could pinpoint one specific thing that made a big difference, is being of service. And when my mentor said that to me, I don't know, 7 years ago or 8 years ago, I was like, what does that even mean? How how could I be of service to people? Like I didn't understand. So I became part of the Kelowna Chamber, where I was giving of my time and efforts and all of those things, became the Kelowna Chamber president, and left my mark on the chamber in a way where I was bringing a new vitality or vibrance or excitement, new life in an organization that has been around for 120 years. I really tried to get a new generation of people attending events and knowing what the chamber was all about. And so that was kind of the launching pad. But what has continued to help me since then really has been, how do I continue to give back to people? And without an ulterior motive. I feel like so many people are out there who they're willing to do whatever they need to do to give back, but there's often an expectation of something in return. And so that's kind of how Ladies Happy Hour formed, and why I think it has become as successful as it has, is because I literally have zero ulterior motive. I just want to bring people together. I mean, the ulterior motive, I guess, would be that it makes me so happy to see new people connecting with each other. Actually, from the last Ladies Happy Hour, I just saw 2 ladies who just met. They're now golfing together every Monday night. So, I mean, that's amazing. So, being like authentic and genuine, and just like being exactly who I am, not trying to be somebody I'm not, and just being there to help people in whatever way that might be.
And that's so huge.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think what's cool about that is, in this day and age, there's so much hide behind your phone, hide behind your computer, and you think you're connecting, but really what you're doing is just posting things. And
yes.
And what you're talking about is face to face and getting to know people in a real way, right? And
yes.
That's so different.
Well, and what makes Ladies Happy Hour different is this isn't really like bring your business card to network. It is like come as who you are and connect with people. And we talk a lot about making sure that we have open circles of people, or not even no closed circles where other people don't feel welcome to join the conversation. I created a kind of a legend for how you write your name tag. So if you love networking and you can talk to anybody, you write your name tag in blue ink. If you don't love networking, but you're really trying to put yourself out there and create a community, and you kind of find networking awkward, which by the way is me, you write your name in green. And the whole point is that if you are a blue person and you see a green person like their conversation with somebody just wrapped up, and now they're standing there kind of like awkwardly, on their phone or something, you go and rescue them. You ask them to join your conversation. Go start a conversation with them. And I've had some of the best compliments I've ever had in my life come from after these events, where women tell me, anytime I walk into a room, I feel judged, or I just don't feel welcomed. And these women are saying all these people talk to me. They just seem shocked by the fact that so many people were actually interested in who they are, not just what they do, who are you as a human? So yeah, super rewarding.
Yeah, and I've been to several of your networking events, and they are awesome. It's much more, you go to a lot of them and it can feel transitional. Yours feel different. Yeah, people really connect, and it's supposed to be 2 or 3 hours. People stay there for a long time, so they're
Last
fun.
time I left people, I'm like, it's been 3 hours. I'm like, I gotta go, but people stay, and they stayed at the restaurant and had dinner together, people who've never met each other before. So that feels super meaningful. And then what I'm doing right now and throughout the year, but right now, is Best of Kelowna is happening, and we are 460 or 70 women that are part of the Ladies Happy Hour group now. And lots of them are entrepreneurs or people who run businesses. And so anybody who's made it into Best of Kelowna and then into the voting round, I compile a whole list. And so everybody who's made it into the voting round I send that out to everybody. And if you don't already have a favorite, then we can all support each other by voting for one another. So yeah, my goal is to fill the finals with Ladies Happy Hour ladies.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
By the way, Dallas is in the voting too. So
Yeah,
I'm happy to add Dallas too. Yes.
I can throw a wig on and just show up maybe one night. But that sounds like you guys got a really good plan. I really like the color coding too, because I think that's the hardest part about networking is, do I just go over and talk to this person, or that's the kicker that no one really enjoys.
Yeah, and to be totally honest with you, there are some people out there who love that. Like, I feel maybe like realtors are people who could do that. But I personally still do not like those like initial interactions where you're like talking about the weather. Like that's not real
It's so
connection.
true.
I'm not a huge fan of the small talk. I want to talk about the real things.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Perfect. Should we wrap up here?
yeah, I think that's a great introduction. I think it's really fun to meet you, and I love the energy you bring. And I think it's so easy in this day and age to kind of hide behind the noise and sort of stay disconnected from community. And I love what you're doing with promoting community. And I think it's relevant to all of us. So we really appreciate your time, and yeah, finish off.
I have a nugget to leave with everybody. Somebody once asked me like how do you get started? How do you what do you do for the first time? And you just have to take the first step. The first step creates the second step, and so on. And so find a friend. If going by yourself is too intimidating, find somebody to go with you. Then you have a wing person, and then maybe the two of you could meet a new person. And then next time you go to something, maybe that person's going to be there. So now you know those two people, and you can add one person to that. If you go to an event and you feel brave enough to do this, ask for a job. Even when I was when I was part of the chamber, I would ask the team, can you please give me a job? Can you make me the name tag person? Can you make me the coat check person? Because then you have a reason, a purpose to be there. And you have a reason to say hey, welcome to today's event. I'm Pamela Pearson. And then it kind of breaks the ice. You're not just some random person in the room. And yeah, just be brave that first time, and it gets easier every single time you do it after that.
Fantastic. I love this. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Any
Yes.
final words, Dallas or Clint?
I think that was great. Yeah, one step at a time. That's exactly what we all need to do, and just get comfortable with the uncomfortable, because then it's just normal.
Yes. And I certainly didn't go from 0 to 100 in overnight. It takes time. But yeah, reach out to people like myself who might be able to introduce you to some new people. And yeah, you can find me, Pamela Pearson, on all the socials.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you, Pam. This was awesome. Really appreciate your time and your insights.
Thank you for
We'll
having
put
me.
your contact info in the description down below.
Perfect. Sounds
Great.
great.
Thanks, everybody. We really appreciate you joining us on the Home Happy Podcast. As usual, we'd love to have you subscribe, like, and share. And we hope you have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.